Okay, so hopefully you did 11 through 14 and you figured those out and you found that 11 was linear and it increased x by 1 and y increases by 2. So it's a constant rate of change. And then you notice that your exponential was 12 and your x increases by 1 and y is multiplied by 2. And 13 exponential increase, your x increases by 1 and y is multiplied by 4. And your 14 is linear, your x increases by 3 and your y decreases by 9, which is a rate of constant change. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at graphing and understanding some domain and range. So 25 through 30, you're going to graph exponential function, so only exponential. So remember our exponential functions, we have our growth and our decay that is the most basic, right? They grow or they can decay, but we're also going to talk about how they can flip across that x-axis. So let's take a look at some of those examples, okay? So I'm going to give you the first example. And I'm going to say y equals 2 times 2 to the power of x, okay? And then I'm going to look at another one that is f of x equals negative 2 times 2 to the power of x. So we're going to do our little t-chart, and we're going to do our graph, our coordinate plane, right? Okay, for this one and this one. Okay, so remember the first thing when we are looking at graphing both of these, y is f of x. So if you want, you can just put a y there. Y means a function of x, which is x. F of x means a function of x, which is y, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do with this example 1 over here is I'm going to do a t-chart. Remember, I said choose 0, 1, and negative 1. It'll just make life easier, right? And now this time we are going to find our y because we picked our x values. And so y equals 2 times 2 to the power of x. So remember on Friday we talked about this. We're going to plug in our x value right here, this 0, in for that. So we're going to say y equals 2 times 2 to the power of 0. So now we have 2 times 2 to the power of 0. This 2 is the only one being affected. So 2 times anything to the power of 0 is, hopefully you said 1. So this is 2. So we're going to plot this point, 0, 2. Then we're going to look at when x is 1. When x is 1. So I'm going to say y equals 2 times 2 to the power of 1. So we have 2 times 2. Because that's 2 to the power of 1 is just 2. So y is 4. So we're going to go over 1 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'm going to erase these little marks here so you can see what I did. Now I'm going to look at negative 1. So I'm going to plug that in, negative 1. And so I'm actually going to just erase this here. And I'm going to plug this in because I don't have a lot of room here and I don't want to move this. Okay, so we're going to put our negative 1 here. So remember that means this 2 is the only thing being affected. So it's 2 times 1/2. So we can put 2 over 1 and multiply across, which becomes 2 over 2. And it becomes 1. Or you can say 1/2 of 2, which is 1, right? So we're going to go negative 1, 1. And remember, our exponential, they look like this little curve here. These are kind of bad on my iPad. But remember that means then this point that is closest to the x-axis is the where it flattens out and then it grows, right? It will not cross the x-axis. So don't let your graph cross that x-axis. Okay, now let's go over here and let's look at it, the other one. So notice the difference. What I notice is this has got a negative. This one did not over here. So it's saying my slope was positive. So what do you think is going to happen to that? Let's take a look. So we have y equals negative 2 to the power of x. Again, we're going to choose 0, 1, and negative 1. Just make life easier on yourself. So we're going to say y equals negative 2 times 2 to the power of 0. Remember, that's negative 2 times 2 to the power of 0. So only this right here is 1. So negative 2 times 1, so negative 2. So 0, negative 2. Oh, that means it's going to flip across that x-axis. Okay? So now let's look at when it's 1. So we have y equals negative 2 times 2 to the power of 1. So y equals negative 2 times 2. So y equals negative 4. So we're going to plot that point. 1, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm going to erase these so you don't get confused. And now we're going to look at it when it is negative 1. Negative 1. So I'm going to erase this part right here. And we're going to put a negative 1 for the x. So remember, that means we're going to flip that 2, only that 2, right? And so that means negative 2 times 1/2, or half of negative 2. So it becomes negative 1. So negative 1, negative 1. Again, remember what I said. The point that is closest to the x-axis is where it will flatten out, and it is not going to cross the x-axis. Remember when I said also that in Algebra 2, yes, it will, but for right now in Algebra 1, we're dealing with the most basic exponential functions, though they are not going to cross that x-axis. Okay, so now let's look at understanding domain and range. So I'm going to use a different color here. So we have domain. We've talked about this before. Remember, domain is your x values. And so I will usually put like something like this, right? Then your range. I'm going to move this up just a smidge. Then your range are your y values. And I will usually write it RY, something like that, so range. So when I look at my domain on this function right here, this graph up here, let's look. My domain, these are all my x values, all of them, right? This is x. So if I look at this graph, it's going all the way to negative infinity, and then it's going, I know it's growing like this, right? But it continues to go out. So it's going also then to positive infinity. So your domain values, you will have a parenthesis, negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay? Now let's look at, I'm going to change colors here. I'm going to erase my domain. And we're going to focus on our range. So let's look at our range. Our range is all of our y's. All of our y's. So notice what happens. It doesn't go below 0 with our y values, right? All of these, everything on this graph is above the x-axis. So all of my y values are above 0. So what do you think that could be? This up here is positive infinity. This is negative infinity, and we have 0 here. Remember, I said this graph gets really, really close to the x-axis, but never touches. So what do you think that could be? Hopefully, you said that it was a greater than 0. So how you will write that, and I'll put it in blue. Maybe I'll keep it in green. We'll have our 0. And then we'll have a positive infinity with a parenthesis. Okay, so now let's look at our domain over here and our range over here. Stop the video and try to do this on your own and see what you come up with and see if you're right. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at domain. So these are my x values. So it goes from negative infinity, to positive infinity still, even though it's going down. So my domain is a parenthesis, to negative infinity to positive infinity. Then my range values, okay, we're going to erase domain for a minute. And we're going to just look at our range. Our range is our y's. Oh, I thought I had the marker, sorry. Our range is our y values. So what happens? It's at 0, and then they go down. So we would write that as negative infinity to 0 with a parenthesis. And the reason it's a parenthesis is because it doesn't equal 0, right? And we can't ever equal negative infinity or positive infinity. We get close to it, but it's a number that continues on and on. So you can never stop at it, okay? So it is a parenthesis. So now stop the video and do problems 25 through 30, 25 on page 310, 25 through 30. Graph them using your t-chart 0, 1, and -1 to give you an idea of what's happening there, and try out your domain and range and see what you get.